So hello guys, welcome back to a brand new video, and I don't think you would have thought that another video, this thing would have been in the background, but let me tell you a bit of a story. So guys, I just want to talk with you about all of the changes I did to this airplane. So as you can see, this looks a lot different than when I first built this plane. So when I first built this plane, I think I still have some pictures. I had the carbon board in. There was a different one. This is a new carbon board, and let's get to the first issues I had. So first issues I had was with the connectors. All of the connectors, I did that crappy. My soldering was absolute crap, and my soldering has improved a lot. I did the MB339 on the first try. I soldered everything, worked out beautifully, and all of these connectors were crappy, and I switched them out for these connectors in the other video. And in that other video, we did a few modifications to the actual aircraft. Or did we? Yeah, we did. I did to upload that video, because there was a video I couldn't upload because majority of the time my phone was broken and I just wanted to get it to fly. So yeah, but we'll talk about that later. And anyways, on the rudder I already switched out to the better connectors because this rudder connector just completely failed already. So our plan is 2 of these right here, probably going to be mounted here like they used to be, and 1 MR30 plug on each side on the elevator. And something I also did is there are now 4 batteries instead of the 3, but I'll change that again. And something that's new is the whole fuselage is painted on the inside, which was not a thing we did originally. So basically, the reasoning for that is I wanted it to look nicer, and I took out all of the wiring and redid all of it with power box wires, as you can see there. And maybe down there, it's all power box wires. And then we had the original UAT that I filmed in the build videos in here. And we had some blowouts with that, with quite a few blowouts. And then I put, with those blowouts, one of the blowouts we flew in Model City, and I learned quite a few new things. I got confidence with this plane, so that was great and everything, but then I started getting blowouts. Quite a few of them, and I think currently we're at about over 20 blowouts with this plane, and it's still perfectly in shape, at least the fuselage. You don't want to see the wings, they're completely destroyed, but they were repaired often. So the first time they got destroyed completely was in the Czech Republic up there at Model City. So basically what happened is I was in a knife edge, turbine went off, I landed beautifully, and I got a thermic wave, and the plane picked up again and fully smashed down on the ground. So that was the first time all of the gear was out, and since then we had issues with the gear ripping out all of the time again. Then I repaired it properly, and just with my piece we have at our home field, it's quite a bit rugged. We kept having the gear come out and out all of the time, so that was quite annoying. Then we got a carbon plate CNC milled that was glued into the wing, and since then the gear never broke out anymore, and that worked great. But blowouts were still there. Then I switched my hopper tank to my fuel tank of the Pilot RC Slick I built earlier that year. That, yeah, it has to get repaired. It's repaired. I just have to put new vinyl on because I went too low. And that's that with the Slick. But anyways, that I didn't have any blowouts then. I also flew like that on Jet Power. On Jet Power, I bought the Flight Composite Tech UAT. And basically, this thing, I talked with the owner of Flight Composite Tech, and super nice guy. And he let me test out the UAT, what fits and what doesn't fit. So originally then I had the UAT in this direction. I have a picture of that. I'll probably put it in too. And I kept having blowouts, and then I put it into this position, and I still kept having blowouts, and then I put my father's turbine in because mine got sent in, and this might have been a reason for blowouts, but my turbine was clogged with sanding dust and all of that because I used to sand everything in my room, including when I had to do repairs on fiberglass, so all that dust went into the turbine because I hadn't properly sealed it off. So now all my sadding is done upstairs, and that prevents that, and I have to just put plugs in my turbine's vents as soon as I take them out of the plane. But anyways, I've now been looking around quite a bit here. Yesterday I took the lid off and I screwed this off, this cap here. So I screwed this cap off because I can't believe that this UAT doesn't work. It's beautiful craftsmanship, looks beautiful, and I love this UAT. I don't want to put it out of the plane. And basically, you can see a bubble there that wasn't in there, and I started playing around with around all of the fittings, and then pop, all of a sudden, I got this bubble here, and it's just, you cannot get it away. You can push it back in, but it won't go away. Basically, what happens is there's a compression because this tubing is not 6mm, it's 4mm. It's supposed to be 6mm over here. So what that does, it compresses this tubing. Basically, I don't know how to tell you this properly, but let's say the outlet of fuel going out, the titanium or aluminium fitting is this big on the part where it comes out, and then the tubing is only this thick, so there's a barrier right there that causes pressure and makes a bubble there. So that's hopefully our issue. I've tested everything else. I managed to get this bubble completely out, and I've shaken around the UAT and there's not a bubble going in. So this is really something I hope is the last thing I can change, and I'll put some safety wire all over these barbs, because I mean, I don't think it's necessarily personally, but what we're going to do now in these episodes is make this plane from almost perfect to perfect, so there can't be anything wrong. So if now there's something, if I have blowouts, it can almost only be the UAT, and maybe it's just something, a fault in the UAT then, but I couldn't explain anything else, then I'll probably just take a bladder tank after that, because my father had a bladder tank in his Viper, and he didn't have a single blowout of the exact same turbine. And yeah, and also I think just my turbine is not specifically well meant for this traditional tank setup, because it's extremely picky with air bubbles. It's all technology. We've gotten our vents, everything down there. I mean, this thing is fairly big for today's standards for 140, and I mean, I could fit nowadays, you can fit a 250 in here from JetCat, and it would clear these rails, and this thing barely clears. There's like a little bit of clearance. And we'll get the thrust pipe measured properly, because I really didn't do that properly. It's 3.5 centimeters from this for the BFs, from where the cone starts to the bell mouth. Depends which bell mouth you have. If you want to check that out, check out the Lifestyle RC. He has diagrams of that and shows that really well. And we're going to safety wire stuff. And something else is the landing gear. We're throwing it out. It's the biggest crap I've ever seen, the JP stuff. I would never buy it again. Never in my life. This is going into one of my planes again. So the reasoning for my wings being destroyed, I'll bring them here for you a sec, just to show you. So this is 100% my fault. There's nothing about the plane's fault other than the turbine failed, but that's still my fault, because I haven't done. If it's really that bubble up there, it's just purely my fault, and of me using wrong stuff, wrong equipment. And the reason why this happened is because one of the landing gear is like completely gave up. In the air there was too much resistance that I could retract. On the ground it always retracted perfectly, and basically then I just flew. I wanted to fly this plane, and I flew with the one gear out. Turbine fails, and I didn't calculate within the extra drag of the one gear standing out, and I get short of the runway, and the thing drops out of 3 meters on the ground. So purely my mistake. I shouldn't have flown with a landing gear that just doesn't want to work anymore, and I shouldn't have flown with these small tubings on there. So with that story time and wasting 10 minutes of your time, we are gonna go ahead and get all of this equipment out of the plane now, and then what we'll do is we'll repaint the airframe. So scheme stays the same, but just to make it look nice. Before jet power, I did the worst part. I repainted. I did the white up top here because there were cracks in the nose and the front from me dropping the plane, and this back section was all white from transport. And that changed. There's not a single new scratch on it because I bought some Revox Softline backs, and I've hit the plane so often there's not a single new anything in the plane since I've repainted it, and I'm so pleased with these bags. They're only Softline bags. We've gotten a full coverage, and we've got some new elevators called jet power. I miscalculated, and I also ripped out my landing gear. That was pure pilot error, no turbine failure. Gear worked fine, but I just miscalculated. I was stressed, and it was just many things leading to something bigger. So yeah, if there's one thing wrong, don't fly, just don't. And yeah, basically I ripped out the landing gear, and the one landing gear hit the elevator. We repaired that so I could fly on a few events, that elevator, but we've gotten some new ones. So they're right there in the fragile box. They are the version 1 elevator, so they've gotten a steel pin instead of the carbon pin because I wanted them as quick as possible. And I mean, there is something, so these are just some spare ones he had lying around in his factory, in his workshop, Seba, so he just gave them to me, and they're basically pre-production. These are not the ones that you would send out because they haven't gotten the slot cutting, and no slot for the hinges cutting yet. But anyways, we've gotten some brand new elevators too, and I think we'll get some brand new wings too. If not, we'll just repair them. The only thing I don't want to do is to the vinyl. My father can do that. So basically, on one of the elevators, I think it's this one, is it's this one. The locating pin is glued in, not straight, so it's supposed to be in a line with this thing, and it's tilted a bit. We'll just go ahead and rip that out and glue it back in place with some epoxy. So yeah, it's basically just on this hole too far into this direction, so it's supposed to get pulled in this direction. So we'll see about that, but for now I will stop with the talking and let's get to getting things out of this plane. So guys, I got the main plate out and all of that out, and I'll be reusing all of the wiring because that's still good, obviously. And look at all of this mess down here. This is just insane how much stuff there's in here, and the reason why this is so disgusting and why I didn't cut down the wires to proper length is because I really was rushing against time. I really just wanted to do everything fast. But yeah, this is looking terrible. So yeah, I really don't know where to move forward from here. So I think I'll get going with getting gear removed, which the front plate is out because of my last bad landing. Well, this plate is done newly from me. It's a fiberglass doubled up plate. So yeah, let's get this front section. Let's work on getting that out. That's my plan. So let's do that now. So guys, next thing I'll be doing is getting out the tank system and yeah, worrying about getting out fuel pump and all of that. So let's do that now. So guys, everything what has to do with the turbine, including thrust pipe. This is now part of my thrust pipe collection. I've got the Vibe thrust pipe, then the Avanti thrust pipe, and the thrust pipe for future project. That might be next year, might be this year, but yeah. So yeah, anyways, got all of that out, looking a lot nicer. All of that's out. Something I want to note is that all of my ribs are broken, but that's mainly from transport and me hitting things, especially this one. This one's like completely broken. So if I go in here and show you like this, so we'll have to do something about this. So for here, my plan is, because this is very, very floppy, my father already glued these two under there, so the turbine rails are nice and stiff. I did this did not hold very long. My idea is to put one huge thing of wood across here from this rib to this rib, and basically this will strengthen all of this up. So let's continue and get the rest out, which is the wiring. So let's do that. So guys, everything's outside of the plane now, all of the wiring. I bundled them up, so this one is the ones that go through the tail. This one's the wiring just in here, going between boxes to boxes, and then this is all of the wiring going to the wings. So, pretty empty, pretty ugly, quite some things to do. And yeah, before we continue with this, with the fuselage that's like extremely light now, we have to first get everything out of the wing, elevator and rudder. So let's do that. And I did a oopsie right here with the screwdriver while getting out this, because I kind of punched it off the screwdriver. This won't be an issue since I'll repaint this anyways. So yeah, let's get elevator and rudder servos out. Let's do that. So guys, I've gotten all of the servos out, and I'm extremely pleased to say that there's, after 160 plus flights, there's absolutely zero slop in the servo, and those are plastic servo arms. So extremely happy to be able to say that. And yeah, we're gonna get some metal servo arms or aluminium servo arms from Electron anyways, and some Electron retracts, but just very happy to say that. And yeah, we'll be replacing the elevators and probably the wings too, but the rudder we won't, because it's fiberglass. We can fix anything that's wrong with that fairly easy. So one thing I want to do before moving on to wings is just taking all the stickers off of here to be able to then repaint all of this. So let's do that now. So guys, all of this looks so weird, so plain, and you can see here that when I repainted, I just taped off the stickers and painted around it, so I'll have to sand that off eventually, but this is looking so weird. It really looks weird, completely, with no stickers. Looks very weird. So next thing we'll do is get servos out of the wing. That has been absolutely demolished from that one. Yeah, I'm definitely not repairing that. So yeah, the wings have had a good year with 160 flights. Hope next year I can fly this thing without problems, no gear issues, no turbine issues, and yeah. So let's get everything out of here. Let's do that. So guys, last thing to do is to get the struts off of the motor, because we'll reuse the struts because they are good. They're no problem. I like Electron struts more with the feather, but they work good. They work well. They are meant for the doors, so yeah, we'll be reusing those. So let's get the strut removed. So guys, I got all of this removed and Langer put all in my box. So yeah, everything's in here now. Everything's out of this plane. This plane is feeling very light now, and yeah, kind of looks sad without decals. I have to do a bunch of things this winter to this plane to get it ready to fly again. As you can see, there are quite a few ribs broken out. Got to get the Langer reinstalled, this rib glued back in place. So quite a bit to do this winter, especially on the Viper. But yeah, so if anyone wants those landing gears, so it's only the actual retracting part of the servo plate on this one. I'll obviously remove the wood, but if any one of you wants these, just put your email in the comments and I'll shout you an email with an offer. Probably sell them for like $100 or maybe even give them out for free. I don't know yet. So I definitely don't need them anymore. I would not recommend to buy those for you guys to buy them, but they're $100 cheaper if you buy them brand new than an Electron. But anyways, so yeah, if you want them, just put your email in the comments and I'll shout you an email. So for here, next thing we'll be doing is getting some new rails that we can put on here done up, and we'll see. So I'll get to planning and thinking, and then I'll show you whenever I feel like showing you something. So let's do that now. So guys, I got these brackets now cut. They're all cut up. So what I did, I just took some Depron right here and used it as template, made a template out of the Depron, so this will be going like right there. We'll be gluing this in with some wood glue, some generic good old wood glue. Yeah, this thing. Do some sanding. This is a nice tight fit, just as I wanted to. This will support all of this just enough, and we'll put a layer of fiberglass over it afterwards tomorrow. So yeah, so I'll probably go ahead and get this glued in now, and maybe get some wood glue on these ribs and this rib, which is broken or out, and these will all get supported with fiberglass afterwards. I'll put a layer of fiberglass in here, and all of this will be re-glued then with some simple fiberglass. So yeah, so I'll get this fit and let's get it glued. So guys, I got the whole surface here roughened up with the Dremel, so we're ready to get this glued, so let's do that. So guys, this is all clamped in place, so you can really never have enough clamps, because I pretty much used up all of my small clamps for this, and this will really strengthen this up all the way. So I'll get this glued back in with some 90mm epoxy now, the landing gear mount, and then we still have to go ahead and do this with some 5mm epoxy tomorrow, and this thing there, and we'll do some new wheel housings, and after that tomorrow night we can go ahead and use some fiberglass, put that we'll use real thin cloth, support it everywhere where you really need it. It's more going to be like an edges, like here, one time here, once from here up here. Yeah, those will be the main ones. One in this corner, one in the back corner there, and a layer from here all the way up there, and one layer in the nose. Probably that's my idea for now. So I'll get this glued in, so let's get that done. So guys, today was a fairly productive day. I got my Sukhoi finished, I got started on a new project, and yeah, I got this done on this video. So I'll let this cure till tomorrow, and then we'll see. So see you tomorrow, I guess. So guys, this is all cured, and this is super stiff now, so this all worked out well in here too. And you can tell it's winter because it's 16 in the evening now, 16 o'clock. It's 4 and it's dark already outside, so yeah. But anyways, so this worked out absolutely great. I didn't think that I would strengthen this up, but there's like zero movement in there. Like I can literally support my weight on here. So something I want to do now is get all of the ribs here. I want to just get them glued up with some CA, because I don't know if I can show you this one properly, but if I hold the plane with one hand and I push, this whole rib basically is able, yeah, now I've got it here. It's basically able to pop out. So we're just going to glue all of that with some thin CA, also this in the front, this back in, and then so it's ready for today evening to get all done up with fiberglass. So let's get that done up with CA. So guys, this is back glued in, it works well. So next thing I want to do is getting some new wheel wells done up. So let's get those done. So I'll do one up, and then I'll show you and I'll do the second one and show you how I've done that. So let's do that. So guys, this is about what they look like. So obviously this isn't quite fitted yet. I'll still think about this tonight. And something I want to do is the nose gear door. I heated up the epoxy of these hinges and got the hinges out of the airframe, because why can't I actuate them? I don't know. One sec guys. Okay, nice. So this here is straight, so I mean when it's in this position it's nice and straight with the whole thing, and I have no idea what I'm going to do about this yet standing out. I can't really pop it back in because of this all glued in, I did not really think about that. But anyways, I'll sleep a night on this and come back tomorrow probably. So yeah, I think this is it for me for today. So yeah, I'll just sleep on this for a night. So let's, I guess, do that. So guys, we got both made up. They're both fit pretty much. And the gear also fits through like this. So this is the gear for the other side. So this will slide in right like this when we assemble it. So yeah, I'll get this glued in with some 5-minute epoxy now. So let's get that done. So guys, last thing I'll be doing today is obviously gluing these in, as I said, and also the door I'll be re-gluing in. So I've been experimenting with this a bit, and yeah, I'll be re-gluing this in. So let's get that done. So what we'll also do is get this flap re-glued in. So I heated this up and got it realigned with each other. So we'll basically just get this glued back in so everything aligns nicely. So yeah, that's at least the goal. Let's see if I got it better now. Whatever, that's the goal. I can't show you that with one hand properly, but at least that's the goal. So let's get that done. So guys, I've gotten all of the hinges off of the door. I got it perfectly aligned now, and I hope I can go ahead. It's perfectly straight, and again, it took some forcing, so this is all held in with tape. I hope I can heat everything up now, and then leave it get nice and cool, and then it will stay in this shape. And I'll leave it like this to glue in the hinges and all of that, so let's get that done. So guys, these things are all glued in with some 5-minute epoxy. This has been taped off and put back into shape, and let's get the hinges glued onto this. So I'll flip it over, and that's the last thing I'll be doing tonight. So guys, these hinges are basically just going to chill in there and yeah, wait for tonight. So fairly easy, just went right back into the old spots and we'll just cure it. I put some 19mm epoxy on it. As you can see, the door worked out well because there are no gaps around it anymore. So fairly happy with that. Looking fairly nice from there and not looking bad. So let's wait until tomorrow and see how all of this turns out. So let's do that. So guys, I got these all cut down now and they're looking good. So obviously in the painting process I'll put some fiberglass putty. I'll sand all of this down more so it's all flush, and then I'll add some fiberglass putty just to even this out and make the texture here disappear. And last thing what we're going to do today is also get some epoxy mixed up and just get this laminated out so it's a lot stronger. So this worked out great. It really worked out well. It perfectly lines up again and really looks good. So still have to work a bit on the opening because it's currently stuck on one thing, but we will get that done up. So yeah, but anyways, extremely happy with the way this turned out. So yeah, so the last thing too is get this actuating properly and getting a lens done up. So let's get those two things done. So guys, lens is installed, and right in front here I did some millimeter adjustment, mainly right here just a little bit, and this here. So mainly what I did there is if you can see, there are like these flanges around here, these inset flanges, and I just had to cut the flange on this side. I just had to open that up a bit more, so you can see, because the actual metal hinge was rubbing on there and blocking. As you can see, that's a very tight fit, and this thing is working perfectly again and fits everywhere perfectly again, and I'm extremely happy the way this turned out. So yeah, as you can see here, it's a perfect fit, works perfectly, as tight as possible, and yeah, very happy. So yeah, I'll get some epoxy mixed up and we'll get this epoxied in, get one cloth of fiberglass up and done that up here, and then we'll be finished for this video. So let's get those last few adjustments done. So guys, with that we'll wrap up this video. I mean, I've actually wrapped this video up like I think about a month ago now, and I just got back from holiday, and I mean I basically the last three videos I had uploaded were pre-filmed videos and all of that. XL is at the paint shop currently, but it's coming back because the paint says it's too much work for him, so we're going to do it on our own. This thing has gotten prepped for paint, all sanded down in the areas where I had to, and it got all smoothed out, done up nicely, and this thing's ready for paint. The Suka has been maidened. You already got that video. Yeah, this wings are pretty much done. We're now also sponsored pretty much by Unilight. I get 30% off of their products, so we're going to use the UniConnect. Real great products. They're going to be hard mounted. These are meant to be hard mounted, and if you look, they have rubbers on there, so it allows there to be play. So this is going to be hard mounted, and the rubbers allow this thing to have a little bit of play in all directions. So in case of the surfaces wobbling or anything, this thing will wobble with it. This whole mount, this plate will stay steady, but this whole mount will kind of like tilt with the thing and stay in one spot. So that's a real great connector. We're using brand new wire from Unilight. I think we're one of the when I got it from Unilight, it wasn't out yet, but it's basically this stuff. Real cool. So these are so for lights we'll use the standard lighting wire. We'll use for servos the new Unilight wire, and for landing gear and brakes this wire. So yeah, so these are ready to get soldered on. Got an all electron servo arms there. Current elevators are done too, but I don't have electron servo arms yet for the elevators, so the elevators aren't really done yet. I've started filming the Blue Nose Hangar 9, but the wings are currently on pause there. You haven't gotten the video on that yet. It's just, I think this has like 3 flights on it, and the gear just kept dripping out because it's a misconception. And the Viper jet, it's finished. It's basically finished in primer. I just came back now. I have to do one final sand and then put white primer over, then it's finished to paint. So anyways, with that said, thank you loads for the support. It's about a week in the new year. We've gotten 160 subscribers, I think, when I last checked. I'm sorry, the lighting is bad. The sun is currently coming in weirdly and my lights are on, so it's a bit of a weird lighting currently. It's also a bit weird when I sit there, but it will be alright. So yeah, thank you for the support. It really means a lot to me. I wanted to reach 100 subscribers by New Year, and we are at 160 now. Really thank you for the support. It means a lot to me. We have grown in the community. We're a real community now. I'm really happy about this. I'm glad you enjoy my videos and the way I do things. So, I mean, I'd love for you guys to comment more what I could do better in the videos, what you'd like to see more. I'm gonna start with doing the time spool again, because I have a bit more time to film videos again. The thing without the time spool, where you didn't see how I was working like I did previously, was just because I didn't have that much time. I just took time setting up the camera for that and all of that, and I kind of had things on the go and had to move along. Now it's kind of a bit relaxed. I have to paint all three jets, and then I'm kind of just waiting for parts, so I'm not in a rush. I could take a few days break and then work again, because the things, like for example on my Avanti, don't take me very long to do. But I really hope we grow a lot more, and yeah, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and like if you don't, because like we get around 600-700 views, maybe sometimes 1,000 views, and only 106 of yours are subscribed. So it really would mean a lot to me if you subscribe. So please do that, and I'll see you in the next one.